Hi everyone. Hope you had your cup of tea or coffee so that you're not asleep. Um, I'll be talking today about the Gutenberg because many people have different opinions about its usage in the WordPress ecosphere, but I'll be talking not from the technical point of view, but rather from the agency perspective and how and why we should use it. So, Petty did a quite good intro on who I am, so I'm going to skip that part, but yeah, I had a small team. They're somewhere over here. So, a couple of years ago when the Gutenberg the Gutenberg editor was introduced as first idea, then when it was later merged into the WordPress core, it was a very, very total different change. And this is my favorite quote that basically describes that, because life is a series of changes and you have to adapt to it. And usually when we try to make a change in our lives, we imagine it like this. It never happens like this. It happens more like that. And basically that's the way the Gutenberg project has come around in the past few years. And we're probably over here right now, which is at the end of the way in which we can use that in a good manner. Why talk about Gutenberg in the agency context? Well, in many talks and podcasts and videos and whatnot, you can see why you should use Gutenberg, all the goodies there, etc., etc. People are focused on the technical part. In people like me who are agencies, by the way, how many people in the room are coming from agencies and do agency work? Raise your hands. All right, quite a bit, good. So, tools like Gutenberg should be employed to help your working with clients and also make your clients' life easier and your life easier. This is our process and in how we develop websites as an agency. It's this infinity loop of activities that one website goes when it's developed. These are the activities that have some connection with WordPress, because the marketing and the discovery part and the prototyping, they pertain to your work when you develop the website with WordPress, but they're not actually in WordPress. You can do design in WordPress, but probably it's better not to do it. And the rest of the activities, like the development, the QA, by the way, great talk from Jovo about the QA, if you've missed out. So all these activities, you have to create them and create the tools so that your client can work properly with their websites. How we do that? Well, web development is kind of a little bit of psychology and meeting client expectations. Because what clients expect from WordPress? They have either heard or they have done research on why they should use WordPress for their CMS or for their backend or what is their use case. And they view it as this magic tool that they've deployed. You as agency will develop it for them, and it's there. It will run it. It will run on its own. I've put a couple of quotes that I have heard quite a lot from my experience on how clients view their work with WordPress. And you have to meet all of these expectations. You have to make it comfortable for marketing guys to do the landing pages and the campaigns that they'll need. You have to take care of the IT guy and the CTO that have other set of expectations and requirements. However, to do that, in order to meet these expectations, you need to be aware that there might be some obstacles, and how much the client is involved, how much their technical literacy is, or what their business case is. Do we need to have a very sophisticated, complicated backend, or we just need a simple one-off solution? And you have to ask these questions, because asking them, then you can meet the expectations that we previously talked to. So, since WordPress is a content management system, it should make content manageable. And to manage the content, here is the Gutenberg. How Gutenberg helps? Well, the block editor makes it easy for clients with not so much technical expertise to get into the paradigm of using blocks. When you explain this to clients, that basically it's like a Lego set where you have all the bricks and you can build yourself what you want to do, they loved it. Just a couple of weeks ago, we're building a quite complex website for a client, and they're coming from other CMS, and we're doing a demo on what they can do with the different blocks, and these guys were happy. You know, they was like, wow, you can do that by yourself. You don't need to put some HTML code or anything else. And we are like, yeah, that's what Gutenberg is for. Gutenberg is actually kind of a mature project right now, because the initial conception is like 7 years ago, and 7 years is quite a lot of time. It was introduced in 2018 to the core and ported to the site editor, or what it used to be called the full site editor. I actually prefer this term more, because it really encompasses the fullness of what a user can do with their website. And through the different versions from 6.0 to 6.1 and so on, the 6.7.1, which was released this week, all the incremental updates have enabled this to implement a process where, again, we as an agency can create sites for our clients where they can be in charge of basically everything on their website. How this can be done? Oh, I'll get a little bit technical here, but I'm not going to go into the details. First and foremost, the Gutenberg has the list view, or what I call it, the layout editor, where you can see all the blocks. That way, people tend to have their mindset on how they should structure their website. Like, I'll give you an example. Should we have a heading 1, then we'll have some text, then we'll have a heading 2 and whatnot, so that they can have a page which is a semantic HTML page when it's rendered to the front end. Why this is important? Well, first and foremost, for the SEO, second for accessibility, and then in that way enabling the backend users to easily do and lay out their pages. They can create good websites and good pages. All the different blocks. By default, Gutenberg comes prepackaged with, I don't know, too many blocks in my opinion, but almost everything that we will need to do the job. When doing custom blocks, you can have a multitude of block controls where you can custom tailor the experience of your client for the custom blocks that you might create for them. And that way, controlling this user experience for the backend users, first you're making their lives easier, and the end result is good managed content. Patterns. This is something that I really wanted to show as a video demo, but since we don't have that much time, I'll just talk about it. So patterns is a very, very powerful tool that you can use out of the Gutenberg. Think it as templates for clients that they can use, like a collection of blocks which can be created as templates. And especially for marketing people that will be interacting with the backend and using their website, this is a great tool because you can create a pattern for landing pages. You can create another pattern for, let's say, case studies or other marketing materials that you might have on their website, and it's there. The marketing guy knows that she or he goes to create a page, click on the plus button, add the pattern, and then just edit the content, and that's it. Easy and very, very user-friendly. So that's about patterns. Accessibility, very, very important one. Many people, especially here in Bulgaria, because we don't have that much thought when we're doing websites. I mean, like, the perception, general perception is something that usually accessibility is something on the bottom of the list, but in my opinion, it should be on the top of the list. So we should make the websites accessible for everyone, including people that have some disabilities or some difficulties with reading your website. And this is also valid for the backend. So you should not make accessible front ends, but also accessible backends. And Gutenberg is a great tool to do this. I mentioned the site editor as the full site editor. Well, the thing that I really, really love about it is that you can make it so that clients can have different layouts, or I mean completely different layouts to their general website without doing any development work, especially if you do the proper training with the client. And now with 6.7, there are also a couple of new things that are coming up. I'll briefly mention them. So, okay, we have the Gutenberg, we use it, great. It's great stuff, but why and how we can do different things and how to find your way in Gutenberg. Going back to this psychology element that we have in agency work, we need to translate, like in quote, what the client needs, what their business needs are, so that we can create the nice website that they want. And implement it with WordPress core capabilities rather than use a whole bunch of Voltron plugins to create that. And Gutenberg gives you specifically that. How to do it? There's a lot of readily made blocks as plugins or in the WordPress.org repo that you can use and adapt to your needs. Or you can create your own. This was supposed to be a video, but yeah, this is how to do a custom Gutenberg blocks. It's not something that is rocket science. It's very easy. The documentation for creating Gutenberg blocks in the WordPress codex is now quite full. a year or two ago, documentation was pretty much absent. Now it's the other way around, which is great. Also, you can use different AI tools for that. They also do quite a nice work for that. And I encourage on doing custom Gutenberg blocks that are native, like React. Why? Because they're more performant, and again, they use all the core APIs. It's a challenge for agency teams that don't have the React.js expertise, but yeah, moving from just PHP to a little bit PHP and more JS is something that is inevitable and need to be taken care of. Extension of Gutenberg blocks. You can use the default blocks and implement like a tiny functionality or styling to their blocks and use it for your particular case. For example, in this case, you can extend the quotation block and you can have the different styles. So a client knows that they should use that style for that particular case and the other style for another particular case. The template registration API, this is something that is out of maturity right now with 6.7. It's, again, very much related to the patterns that I just spoke. So, very, very easy to create a prepackaged HTML templates that you include and ship with your team and which your clients, when I say clients, I mean backend users, by the way. So your backend users can use, customize, adapt to their needs. The fonts API. A couple of years ago, there was a very interesting case in France for GDPR-related case where a big company was fined a lot of money for using Google Fonts directly. And now with the Fonts API, you can host your fonts on your website and have the nice usable interface for the clients to use, and fonts management got way easier that way. And also it's very relatable to clients so that they know when to use different fonts. Block hooks. When creating a use case for client where you need to put a couple of actions in sequence, such hooks are great to be employed because you know when they insert a certain block in their page, some other actions have to follow afterwards. And using such block hooks is great for that because it automates actions, and people love automation. So the easier you do this for people, the happier they are. The block binding API is something that also comes out now in 6.7, and in my opinion, it's to be developed further. Right now, it has come out in a version, but it can be better. Basically, you can add custom fields the way you do previously with plugins for custom fields, and that can be done natively in the React apps that are compiled to blocks in Gutenberg. Data views is also something that is quite new, especially if you're building plugins that will be used in conjunction with Gutenberg in the backend of the WordPress. Makes the interface way easier. This example with patterns, but also you can use it for different media manipulation, especially for the media library. Great way to show content. The interactivity API, I've just put this on the slide. It's kind of complicated. They launched it in 6.5 as feature and as API. It's great. I don't know if you've seen the demo for that. There was a demo recreated one of the famous movie streaming websites. You can do this in WordPress now. So if your agency and your team goes more into the React and JavaScript world, here's the API to use it. And last but not least, WooCommerce, because selling stuff on the internet is the name of the game for many people. And the WooCommerce Gutenberg integration has come a lot in terms of going down the road. But now it's very, very easy to build a WooCommerce website which is fast and it's Gutenberg. So, why Gutenberg makes it easy to work with clients? Well, it makes your life easier, and if your life is easier, then probably your efficiency will get bigger. So, does it boost efficiency? Yeah. All right. Thanks for hearing me out. So, if you have any questions,